Before I was basically on a path to die. And it sounds really cold to say it that way, but when you're only going to get so big, your heart's only going to take so much, your lungs are going to take so much, and then you're out. All right, so this is my story. My name is Mark Sieczek. I'm from Florida, New York. I'm 57 years old. 7 months ago, here was the big picture. I was 290 pounds. I had a tear on my leg that was not healing. Later, come to find out after I went through all these different tests and stuff, they also found out I also had nodes on my lungs. So I went to the hospital and they put me through some basic treatments. They gave me antibiotics for the leg. They gave me some medication for my heart. They wanted to start testing my lungs. I says, no, let's finish with these two situations first and then we'll come back and readdress the lungs. So then I was introduced to BAHI Therapy through two friends of mine who own the business up here. They says, you got to try this. Now, I've known them for 30 years. If they told me to jump off a cliff, I would do that because I trust them. You don't need someone to trust to do this. It's just that I was very stick-headed in my head where I was one of those ones who said, oh, I don't need that. I'm going to be healthy. Oh, I don't need that. I'm okay. I'm going to live forever. After you've walked against death about 9 times, you start to wake up. So I came up and I started doing the therapy. There's 3 situations we do with the therapy. One, you have this sonic pad that you stand on. You do a 10-minute session on that. It gives you an hour workout. I thought that was bogus. It works, trust me. We'll get into that later. Then you turn around and you lay on the light bed. The light bed you take for 20-minute sequences. What that does is the light helps your body get back to where it should be. The technical stuff, you got to ask the experts on that. All I know is the results in the end. Okay. Then you're also doing a hydrogen therapy where you're inhaling hydrogen for 20 minutes while you're doing the bed, and that helps your body heal faster. So I did that for about 5 or 6 sessions, and I noticed that the stuff on my leg that was really abscessed out started growing back. I mean, you could actually see skin cells growing back. All right, so what I did was I then went through the next 10 sessions over a 2-week period. I did it was 5 a week. I did that for 2 weeks. After that, I started looking at my leg and I noticed that the skin started growing back. You actually started seeing rings coming back for where it was all abscessed out. It started growing back. It was kind of interesting. I also noticed that the swelling on my legs from having, your legs going up and down all day because you're heavy and retaining water, that started to go down. There's something here. Then I continued for another 3 weeks. Same way, 5 times a week, went through it all. I then turned around and I went back to the lung doctor. Lung doctor then took the whole series of tests that he did the first time when he found the nodes. And he calls me up and he says, I don't know how to tell you this. And I'm like, oh boy. And you hear that, I don't want to tell you this kind of thing? You think it's going wrong. He says, I just sent you the report. You can read along with me. So we're reading it through and it's like, okay, this node was 3 centimeters. It was located here. No longer exists. This one was here, gone. Must be something, right? So then I continued on. I continued with my, watching what you eat, because before, you're putting in all the garbage, you're going to get garbage. So you eat sensibly, started to move around. Didn't know how to move around because I was so big. So I started doing yoga. Long story short, after this whole sequence of 7 months, I've lost over 65 pounds. I can move around a lot better. I think the biggest jam for me is, when you go out and buy clothes and you bring them home and you're too fat, and the tags are on them and you hang them in the closet. Well, I probably had about 15 outfits like that. And it's like when you can start pulling them back out and you're putting them on and now you're like wrapping them around yourself and it's not this blow button kind of thing going on. That's exciting. It's exciting too because I'm going to be a grandfather soon. But it's going to be nice to be around for the kids. Where before I really didn't give a rat's whatever you want to talk about. It was all about me. And now I'm actually starting to think about people around me, which I think people should start to do, and take care of people around you. But if you're looking for a way to take care of yourself without having to overexert yourself, it's almost like the lazy way to get better. When they tell you can do something on one piece of machinery for 10 minutes and it gives you an hour workout, hey, that responds to the fat guy in me. It's like, wow, that's kind of cool, right? You can get your workout and do that too. So it's just really interesting to see how things have gone with medicine, how things have gone with light therapy, how things have gone with, basically it's It's all about you. It's where do you want to be? What do you want to do? Do you want to be healthy? Do you want to, there's a lot of things that go on in this world that make you sick. I mean, I heard a doctor tell me one thing that was really interesting. He says, if it tastes good, it's bad for you. And that's what this whole thing is about. It's about taking care of yourself. It's about giving a crap. It's about, like I said, you go around too much in life just sort of like being like cattle. Okay, I'm going to just go do this. I'm going to eat that. I'm going to do the fast food. Because that's the way life drives you. If you want to change, you got to change. This is a really cool change. It's non-invasive. You would think, yeah, I'm going to go sit under a sun lamp and stand on a little vibrating pad and, oh yeah, what's going to happen? Well, I'm here to tell you that a lot of things can happen for you. Circulation, if you have problems in your legs, it will correct it. I'm not a doctor. All I'm saying is this is what I've seen, what's happened to me. That's all I can say. I mean, the proof is in the pudding. When you go from this 290-pound person who can barely move around, and like I was telling them before, it's a big thing when I used to go to shows when I was heavy. And to get through an airport, they'd have to put me in a wheelchair because I couldn't keep up with anybody. Or you get to a show and there's like 9 miles of walking in this show. I couldn't do that. I had a scooter. All these are costs. All these are inconveniences for people around you. And after a while, you feel like an invalid because you used to walk around and now you can't. It's nice that the last show I went to, I walked. Before I was basically on a path to die. And it sounds really cold to say it that way, but when you're only going to get so big, your heart's only going to take so much, your lungs are going to take so much, and then you're out. So why not take care of what you got? That's basically it. Real easy. Hopefully I got through to somebody.